Honestly, around the 2-month mark, I remember that's when he was crying the most. But I do remember one night specifically. It was pretty late because, again, he has a pretty good schedule. He's a good sleeper. But this night specifically, he hadn't really napped because he'd been really fussy. So we didn't really get a nap during the day. And he was crying pretty hard, especially towards the end of the day, he started crying really hard. And I remember it was like, man, it was like 11. So we knew he was dead tired. We were dead tired. He was just crying and crying and crying. And it was really hard to calm him down. And there were points where Mary, was even worried about him. I mean, little newborns, like their skin's very translucent, right? So like when they cry, like they just turn bright red and it makes you worried. Yeah, he was just crying and crying. It was really hard. And we tried everything. We took him on his walk. We held him. We tried to give him, something to suck on. Like we tried to feed him. Everything that we could think of. His diaper was clean, but he didn't really like react to any of that. It didn't really help. And like, there like a little bit of fear does come up in your heart. It's like, oh, maybe something's wrong or something like that. But eventually he did calm down. We went to bed very late and he still woke us up very early. But the next day he was fine, and it was just a bout of crying. We were stressed. I do remember like we were both stressed. We were both like, the other person would hold him and he'd be like, no, you should do this. And then it's like, then we get kind of like nitpicky with each other and it just leads to more stress. And then it's a stressful time overall, and we had to like, put him down a few times and, try and just, calm ourselves and then try again to soothe him. And eventually he calmed down and he did go to sleep, but it was stressful. I do remember that specifically, and, being like, man, being a new parent is hard. There's a reason that no one who ever was a new parent was just like, oh yeah, kids are easy, easy, easy.